See, you can hear God's voice for yourself. You don't need somebody to go tell you, Anthony, you're going to be a preacher. Because if I'm here telling you you're going to be a preacher, then I got to be here telling you what you're going to do after you're going to be a preacher. And that's not my job. It's your job to hear God for yourself. And that's what he was saying. If you're going to go over there and listen because somebody else told you to go be a missionary, then that person better go with you so they can tell you when to return. See, that's what David did. David had a relationship with God that he could hear God's voice for himself. He wasn't waiting on someone else to tell him what to do. He wasn't making decisions on his own. He wasn't taking matters into his own hands when he certainly could have. That's what it means when you listen to God and you wait on God and you follow what he tells you to do. In his transition, he didn't go through jealousy like Saul did. He didn't have selfish ambition like Saul did. He went through his transition by being led by the Spirit of the Lord. And finally, be prepared to take on the next challenge. In a transition period, one thing people hate about change and transition is they don't know what's going to come up next. People are afraid of the unknown. But the thing is, it may not come the way you want it. It may not come the way you expect it. But it will come the way God plans it. What we do know in any situation is God. What we do know is that God never changes. You never know how many of you could be like David right now. As he was sitting in the king's court, following what the king told him to do, all the while being prepared for something greater. You never know. Many of you could be like David right now. But the secret, not even a secret, the key to the success is having that heart for God. Having your ways mirror his ways. Having your thoughts mirror his thoughts. Some of you are going through some things right now that you don't understand why. You think David understood why he was being chased through the mountains? You think David understood why Saul, who he did nothing wrong to, was trying to kill him? Some of you are going through some things right now. You don't understand why. Why is this happening to me? I didn't do anything to deserve this. My friends over there, they don't have any of these same problems I have. Some of you are questioning that right now. But just like when David was going through that, what it was, preparing him for the future, preparing him to be a leader. Many of you right now, sitting in this room, are Davids. You're being prepared for something bigger. You're prepared for this transition that this youth group is about to go through. The question is, will you keep your heart after God? Will you step up to the plate when it's your time? David didn't run from the giant. When everybody else was scared, he stepped up to the plate. What will you do? Are you ready to follow God for yourselves? Or is your relationship with God based on other people? Are you ready to walk away from your life, from some of your friends? You know, when David went to be working for Saul, he had to leave his family behind, didn't he? Sometimes you have to leave some things behind. When I came back here from Indiana, I had to leave some things behind. Some things are good to leave behind. Some things are hard to leave behind. Some things there's no reason to leave behind except for God tells you to. Sometimes you have to leave some things behind. Are you ready to step up to the plate? Or are you going to be like Saul and take the matters into your own hands? It wasn't easy, obviously, for David to get chased through the mountains. A lot of things aren't going to be easy for you if the musicians can come back up. Or come up. But what you have to understand is what you're doing is not for you all the time. And that is hard to grasp at your age. I get it. I understand it. I've been there. A lot of times it's hard to grasp until you've hit rock bottom. You talk about people who go through these alcoholic classes or whatever they have problems they have. A lot of times people don't get it. They don't wake up. They don't realize how bad it is until they hit rock bottom. But the difference is you have a way that you don't have to go through that. You have a relationship with not only God, His Spirit, but you also have a relationship with people here who have been through that and can help you to steer in the right direction. And again, I've said it before, some of you, what we're talking about, you don't care. It doesn't matter to you. It's just another Saturday night for you to come somewhere. Didn't want to sit at home. For other of you, you're the type that has to touch the fire to believe it's hot. So many of us fall in that category. You can hear everything we're talking about, you grasp it, you understand it, you believe it. But you're still going to go out and do what you want to do. But understand, that's going to cost you the kingdom. It cost Saul his kingdom, his future, his family. What makes you think you're going to be any different? Or you can be that third person. You can be like David. You can hear God's voice and you can follow it now. No, it's not going to be easy. No, everybody's not going to be nice to you. No, you might not end up rich and famous or doing the things that you thought you would end up doing. People tried to kill David. He ran. People that helped him, their whole families were slaughtered. It's not easy. But in the end, like David, you will be kings. Not necessarily kings over a kingdom, but you will be anointed. You'll be lifted high in God's kingdom. That's the decision you have to make. How can you handle a transition? There are many transitions you're about to go through. Some from high school to college, junior high to high school. Some from moving from house to house. Your life is filled with transitions. From one relationship to another, boyfriend to girlfriend, whatever it is, your life is filled with transitions. How will you handle it? Everybody, please stand.